It's OWC season again, and I see a lot of people with not good opinions. How unfortunate. I feel like every single year they say, oh, X or Y player isn't playing for the US now. They must be so weak, they're gonna get destroyed. Germany will finally win. I think they just don't realize that every player that they get rid of, they add a nearly as strong player to the team. In my opinion, I think USA will win this OWC. Without a doubt. I'm definitely not just saying that because I'm American. You look at the roster, I think even, some of these new additions like Bashiman, Decatan, like that's huge. That is massive. And just people don't realize that, right? Or they're just blinded because they want someone other than the US to win so desperately. I've been in this boat in a while, and this has been my take. I'm American, and I love historical stuff. So if the USA wins, go my country! Woo! But also, the longest reign of dominance of any country ever in OWC just continues on, right? And I'm like, wow, that's really historically significant. I think that's really cool. And hey, if a different country wins, right, then I'll be like, oh my god, someone has taken down the US. This is so exciting. Woo! Some other country won! I have the best of both worlds. I don't care who wins. No matter who wins, I'm happy. But some people don't see it that way like I do. There's so much hate on the US unjustly just because they keep winning. Look at how much the US is winning, right? And everyone's like, oh, the US is going to win forever at this point. The US is going to win infinitely. No, they won't. They won't win. And I think the biggest proof of that is 2017. Why didn't the US win that one? Poland constructed a super team. They constructed some of the best team synergy that we have ever seen. And they were able to take down the superpower that was the US. Honestly, this might sound harsh, but I think it's true. Take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm American. I think that the issue is the rest of the world just hasn't gotten good enough yet. The issue isn't that the US is too strong. The issue is that every other country is too weak, and you guys need to keep training, keep at it, because you are going to be the one that takes down the US. US will not be number one forever. They will not win every single OWC. It might seem like that in the short term because there's only been how many OWC so far, right? I guarantee you, within probably the next decade, which sounds like a lot, I know, but trust me, we're gonna see a shift where the US is gonna start winning a lot less. It's a famous saying that if you got rid of the top 8 players of the US, then the next 8 players would be able to still form a winning team. Which you could argue, that might be true. That may be true. They have so many good players on backup, just always there. But it only comes down to 8. You only need 8 players on an OWC team. So I don't think it really matters how much talent, right? Because of course you're going to have a pool of bigger, higher skill players, right? Potentially, when you keep producing lots and lots of talent, but it only matters how good the top 8 players of your country are, because those are the ones who are going to be on the team. I think in due time I will be proven right. And who knows? Maybe the US doesn't even win this year. Maybe Poland wins because they have some crazy team going on, dude. Shout out to Malashevsky. Oh my god, he's scaring me. He's genuinely scaring me. But I see so many people, and it's not just OWC either, right? It's just such a weak mindset. At least that's the way that I see it. Again, grain of salt. I'm from the US, okay? But I see people who are like, oh, the US will never be beaten. Oh, what are we gonna do? It's the same thing as, oh, Emmerich is number 1. He's so good. No one's ever gonna defeat him. It's not with that attitude. If you think you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. If you think you're not gonna become like Emmerich, you're not gonna become like Emmerich, right? And motivate yourself. Just push yourself. Keep going. Of course, it's easy to say from this side of the world, right? Says the guy that quits a map after missing 10 combo in. Hey, I'm not an OWC player. I'm not the one complaining. I'm saying this to the people who are complaining. Because I recognize that I'm a fool. I'm dumb. I'm a moron when it comes to playing this game. You can always become a country that has, players. Romania, if you go back to 2016, they had approximately 1 player who was able to play in OWC, so they couldn't form a team, right? But since then, they've had so many good people turn up, right? And I think it might even be a cascading effect, right? Of you have this one really good player, and people from your country see it and they're like, oh, I want to start playing this game too. I want to try this. And then that boosts more players up. And then that inspires more players from your country to keep going. And it keeps rolling in and rolling in. And now we see, Romania is one of the strongest teams, like top 8 team there. What I'm saying is there's always potential for anyone to win. And you shouldn't be so easy to just count yourself out. The US will not win forever. They're probably going to win this OWC and they might win a few after it, but hopefully by then, the world has caught up. That's my opinion, at least. I'm sorry, I get so fired up talking about OWC, because OWC is my favorite time of year. I try and watch every single OWC stream, because I love OWC. I really do.